So my girlfriend was watching part 2 of my Through the Looking Glass review, and she asked me why I was spending so much time and energy devoted to something that I hate this much. Well, the answer to that is simple enough. It's easily one of the worst books I've ever read, and talking about it helps me to cope with it and to get it out of my system. Also, I like to think I'm helping my community by telling them why they should be avoiding this book like the plague. But she got me to thinking that maybe I should spend a little bit more time talking about something that I do like. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the Catwoman movie. Hang on. Hello? Hey, Rectacular, what's up?
Bob, I hear that you're reviewing the Catwoman movie.
Yes, I actually am looking at the Catwoman movie right now. What's up?
With Halle Berry.
With Halle Berry, yes.
The Catwoman movie.
Yes.
With Halle Berry.
With Halle Berry, yes, we've established that.
Why? It's awful.
I was going to explain how it's not as awful as everyone might think if you'll let me.
Look, Bob, we all know that you have a thing with self-abuse, but even you have a limit.
Yes, I do have a limit, and we'll talk about that later on, I'm sure. But I really don't think that this movie is all that bad. Now, can I please get back to my review?
Okay, fine. I'll jump your action after the review, okay?
Thank you. I'll get back to you in a bit. Okay, now look, I have to say that I am totally of the opinion that a movie about Selena Kyle burglarizing Gotham City would make for a much better film, alright? But this is the movie that we got, and I actually learned to like it for what it is, if only because everything I heard about it was so bad that my expectations had nowhere to go but up. As opposed to another movie which seemed to go out of its way to be even more horrible than I could have possibly imagined. My positive opinion about this movie is also bolstered by my having read the original script for what the Catwoman movie was supposed to be, where Catwoman causes a revolution within a weird hybrid city of Las Vegas and Tim Burton suburbia. So yes, you should actually be thankful that this is the movie we eventually wound up with. Anyway, our movie opens with a montage showing how women have been donning the mantle of the cat all throughout history. I have to give them props for including this very real photograph, where this Catwoman actually danced atop a bunch of milk bottles, but the rest of these just look like the work of a first-year Photoshop student. And apparently all of these Catwomen around the world are somehow linked to this rare Egyptian Mao. Clearly the evil behind this movie is... Linkara? Ancient Egypt! I love that joke. And the opening credits end with, directed by... Pitoff? Sounds like something off the Starbucks menu.
It all started on the day that I died. If there had been an obituary, it would have described the unremarkable life of an unremarkable woman, survived by no one. But there was no obituary, because the day that I died was also the day I started to live.
I'll give this gal points for optimism, I guess.
This was my life. Days blended together. I was supposed to be an artist by now. Instead, I was designing ads for beauty cream.
Yes, working in a well-paying job that actually plays to your life's passion. I feel your pain, girl. So, yes, our heroine here is Patience Phillips, played by Halle Berry, who is working as a graphic designer for Hedare Cosmetics.
Headaches again. My brain's all tight and cranky. Ooh.
They're about to release Bioline, a new cream which will apparently reverse the effects of aging.
However, with change must come sacrifice.
My husband and I have decided that it's time for me to step aside as the face of Hedare.
Because when you're advertising a new cream that will reverse the effects of aging, why would you want to do it with a model who's in her 40s? That'd just be silly. So Patience reviews one of her latest pieces with her boss, who is not pleased.
I'm not pleased. This is not even close to what I wanted. I can't imagine what on earth you were thinking.
I am so sorry.
I mean, look at this red. It's all wrong. I wanted it darker.
Mr. Hedare, I know I can fix it. If you give me a chance, I know I can fix it.
I do not reward incompetence.
Seriously, Mr. Hidaire, calm down. Making something darker is not that hard. You see? After getting rightfully emasculated by his wife Laurel, played by Sharon Stone, he gives her until tomorrow night to fix the problem, which Patience should consider a godsend, since the corrections that she has to make should only take a few minutes tops. Seriously, it took me about a day's work to make this. Making the red darker is not going to be that lengthy of a process. Oh, and we will be looking at this comic later on. We find Patience painting in her apartment the next day, only to find the Egyptian Mao from the opening credits outside her window. And no, that cat did not get up that windowsill by bad editing. Cats actually can teleport like that. I've seen it. She very stupidly steps out the window to try to help the cat down, and that goes as well as can be expected. Thankfully, Officer Benjamin Bratt comes by to save the day.
Hey, whoa! Easy. Hold on a minute. Wait. Whatever it is you're thinking, whatever it is you're feeling, it's not worth it, you understand?
There's still time to back out of X-Men 3.
Okay.
What's your apartment number?
23!
He dashes up to her apartment, just in time to catch her before she falls and not land on her feet. And true to her eventual cat persona, she dashes off without properly thanking him. Back at the office, Laurel is not taking her replacement as well as she thought she might.
After all, no one can defeat Father Time. Though you did put up a hell of a fight, didn't you?
Dude! You're exactly the same age as she is, and you're the one with more gray. Projecting much? Anyway, Patience gets an unexpected visitor in her cubicle.
This is the officer I was telling you about from earlier.
Detective Lone. Tom Lone.
God, that is such a good name. Tom Lone. Rhymes with cone, phone, bone.
And Alex Borstein is a nice name too. It rhymes with... horse spleen?
Listen, I wanted to apologize to you about this morning, thinking that you were a jumper. I was hoping I could make it up to you by taking you to coffee.
Sex is on, yeah?
We got a lot of work to do. Okay, first, you gotta shave those legs. Second, you have to wear that leather outfit Lance and I got you for your birthday.
Remember? First, it's only coffee. And second, I will never, ever, ever wear that leather outfit.
And how long before we see her in that outfit? Nice. So the next few hours fly by, and Patience is working really slowly. I guess she actually did need all that extra time to fix her work.
Hi, this is Patience in the art department. Yeah, I'm expecting a messenger to come and pick up a... But it's gotta be there by midnight. Well, I know it's not your fault, but... Okay. I'll take it myself.
And because she can't get a hold of a messenger, she has to take her revised work to... wherever this place is, which is clear across town. Yeah, that's convenient. By the way, props for this movie's cinematography. Very slick. She overhears one of Hidaire's scientists talking about Bioline's other qualities that probably won't make it into the ad campaign.
I can't live with turning people into monsters.
Oh my gosh.
You've got to let me pull the plug. We can't let this go on the shelves. Who's there?
She makes a break for it, and some goons are sent after her.
What are you doing? Don't ever do that again.
Sure, they bicker a lot, but they stay together because the sex is amazing. She tries to escape through the sewers, and soon goes the way of the itsy bitsy spider. Well, this movie proves it, folks. Halle Berry is so hot that not even death can keep her from getting catcalls. She washes up on a beach over which I'm sure the EPA would have a word or two to say, when a bunch of cats start gathering around her. Welcome, daughter of Eve. The cats watch in awe as the Mao demonstrates CPR. I'm telling you, people, keep an eye on your cats. You've already seen them standing upright, talking, learning how to tolerate water, and now they're learning medical practices? It's not going to be long before Earth turns into the planet of the cats. Patience is reborn with a new cat-like perception of the world around her. She wakes up the next day, completely clean, and suddenly I'm wondering if she licked herself clean or if she remembered how to use the shower. Either way, it's a question that I don't mind pondering over. Licking or showering? Oh, by the way, I call bullcrap. If she was really a cat, she would have fallen asleep on a pile of clean laundry. The Mao follows her home, and Patience finds the name of who she hopes is the cat's owner, Ophelia Powers.
Powers by name, Powers by reputation.
Are you Ophelia Powers?
Yes.
I got your cat off a ledge, and ever
By
since...
midnight. You've never brought a stranger home before. Please, come in.
Surprise, surprise! Ophelia Powers is a crazy cat lady. She tries to leave the cat lady's house, but quickly makes friends with a catnip ball. Oh sure, cats get to have herbs that make them go nuts, but if a human does it, they get 15 years in prison. Patience goes back to work, and Hedera is not too happy about her not meeting her deadline.
Your incompetence is staggering.
Oh, you weren't listening? Hang on.
Your incompetence is staggering.
Never mind, let's just keep going.
I'm sorry for every second I wasted working for an untalented, unethical egomaniac like you.
Clean out your cubicle. You are fired.
Wait! Mr. Adair! I didn't mean it. Did I?
My hero.
And so she finally has the respect of the rest of her coworkers, most of whom we've never seen before and will never see again, but still, hooray! So Patience and Sally walk home, but then she suddenly collapses from one of her nasty headaches.
Sally? Sally? Sally?
You ever notice that when they keep you for observation, no one really observes you? Yeah, they did run a million fun tests, though. Hey, Upside, you gotta see my doctor. Okay.
It's a good thing her brush with death has given her a new outlook on life. Patience goes to meet Detective Tom for their date, and they shoot some hoops. Oh, wait, I just got it. His name's Tom, her name is Catwoman, their couple name is gonna be Tomcat. So they go out to shoot some hoops, at which Patience is unexpectedly adept. Because as we all know, house cats are well known for their basketball skills. Later, when Patience is fixing herself a comically appropriate snack, she gets a phone call from Sally in the hospital.
Just fixing a little snack.
Really? Well, what I would like to know is, did you fix it with the cute cop?
Ugh, good lord, if this woman's mind was any more one-tracked, she'd be a monorail.
I'm telling you, Sal, something really, really weird is happening to me. What if it gets worse?
Just be yourself.
Myself. Okay. I'll try.
Oh, I gotta go. Future father, my children's coming. Sweet dreams, honey. Excuse me. I think I might have a fever.
Whew, thanks for cutting. I did not want to know where that scene was heading. Patience once again finds herself unable to sleep thanks to her obnoxious neighbors.
Do you think this one time we could turn the music down just to me? You hear that? It's called silence. That's all I ever wanted. Now keep it down. Thanks for the party. I had fun.
After that little rush, Patience decides to give herself a little makeover.
to accessorize.
She goes to the jewelry store to snag that necklace she saw earlier, but...
Amateurs. You boys thought you could come in here and steal all these beautiful things? What a perfect idea.
Wow. Fail. A fight scene ensues, and this is a good spot to talk about the music in this movie. I'm more usually a sucker for traditional orchestrations and movie scores like the works of Danny Elfman or John Williams, but surprisingly, I'm really digging this R&B pop score. Not to mention this fight choreography utilizing the Brazilian martial art capoeira. Some folks fight with sheer power and efficiency in mind, but Catwoman does it with style. Patience wakes up the next morning and is a little surprised by what the cat dragged in. And who's on the case to retrieve the stolen goods? Detective Tom, of course. This is gonna get awkward. Luckily, it's going to be a short case, since the jewels have mysteriously returned. Back home, Patience is researching Catwoman using the flawless Bella Swan method of research. She goes back to Ophelia's house to get some answers, where they read Catwoman Exposition for Dummies.
Wow, you wrote this? I was a professor for 20 years. Until I was denied tenure. Male academia.
You know what? My opinion on college is bad enough as it is, but if a professor can't get tenure for trying to teach women about ancient Egyptian cat powers, then what does a professor get tenure for?
What does all of this have to do with me? You died. Midnight knew your fate. That's why she tested you. To see if you were worthy of a gift she could give you. A gift that could change your life. And give you a new one.
I'm fine. I used up a perfectly good pants wedding for that.
You are a Catwoman. Every sight, every smell, every sound, incredibly heightened.
Oh man, I am not looking forward to how she deals with her first Catwoman-y monthly visitor.
So I'm not Patience anymore? You are Patience. And you are Catwoman. By accepting who you are, all of who you are, you can be free. And freedom is power.
So Patience accepts her new identity as this latest incarnation of the Catwoman. And, well, I really don't know how to feel about this costume. It looks silly, but then so is her costume in the 70s, so at least it's in the same spirit as the source material. It doesn't look like it's suited for stealth or protection in the event that she runs into any more goons, but on the other hand, all the skin that she's showing is a huge sign of bravado. Just try and shoot me. You aren't gonna hit me, it says. This scene of her prowling the streets is a good spot to talk about this movie's color palette. It actually looks like a lot of comic books that you're likely to see these days, while remaining relatively dark and gritty instead of going overboard like another notorious comic book movie. She goes back to the scene of the crime and follows a familiar face into a nightclub.
What can I do for you?
White Russian. No ice. Hold the vodka. Hold the Kahlua.
Green. Straight up.
Got milk.
Another note on the costume here. Good idea to take the necklace that she stole earlier and adapt it into her claws. Stylish and practical. She whips her way to the goon's booth, and things quickly go downhill for him. Totally worth it! Another note on the fight scenes. I often have a lot of trouble making out the action when it's edited this quickly, but for some reason I'm having a really easy time following what's going on here.
The other night you killed somebody. She was a nice girl. Why?
Biolene. There's something wrong with Biolene. She heard something she wasn't supposed to hear. I don't know.
And her dare is covering it up.
And give Catwoman some credit. She does know how to stage an interrogation.
I'd really like to answer your questions. I don't know what they are.
She stakes out the lab to look for more clues, but finds the scientist from before dead on arrival. Oops.
Check this out. Some crazy chick in a cat suit murdered Slavicki last night.
The actions of this lunatic will not keep Biolene off the shelves. We will launch next week as planned, because we owe it to the women of this country.
How long have you been having these headaches, Sal?
About a month.
Okay, do me a favor. Stop using this.
Why?
Because it's making you sick. Trust me.
Meanwhile, in Whateversville PD, Detective Tom notices that the writing on the jewelry bag from earlier is a little familiar.
Were they written by the same person?
Well, it's not an exact science. But this first one, the broad spacing of the letters, indicative of loneliness. And the O, reaching out, insecure, handwriting of a people pleaser. Now, we look at the loop of the Y, very self-confident, almost angry. And the O, well, this person doesn't like to play by all the rules.
So they're different people?
Very. If you put these two women in the same room, you're gonna have one hell of a party.
Yeah, just make sure that you hide your stereo. Later that day, Tom and Patience kill some time at the local carnival, and this happens. Oh boy, I know where this is going!
Tonight, it's gonna be a blast!
Tom climbs down to keep the wheel from falling apart, and Patience manages to save this little kid from falling prey to Darwinism.
You know what?
What?
We should celebrate. Why don't you let me take you to dinner tonight?
Oh, I would love to, but I can't. Not tonight. I've got some, business that I have to take care of.
I'm not Catwoman! I'm not Catwoman at all! She slinks to Hader's mansion, only to find Laurel there by herself.
If your husband ever comes home, tell him I know all about Biolene.
You want to find him? There he is.
And so she tracks Hader down to, Finding Nemo the Musical?
I think this is a total waste of time.
Don't
What?
think ever.
Sounds like Rosie Huntington Whitley's direction. Patience slips into Hader's box and tries to pump him for information, but the cops get the slip on her. She leaps onto the stage to escape, with nary a Sic Semper Tyrannis. Backstage, Detective Tom gets the drop on her.
Hold it right there. Don't you move. I'm not gonna tell you again. You turn around, you put your hands on your head.
Swing! Swing!
Okay, boys. Show of hands. Who can see in the dark? I can.
Ah, man, she's gone. So Catwoman escapes, leaving Patience to continue trying to get her groove on with Detective Tom.
Well, detective work is kind of like dating. It's all about the pursuit. But when you catch them, you like your sushi, huh?
I know I shouldn't think so, but that's kind of hot.
I guess there's a few things I need to explain.
You can tell me anything.
I hate the rain.
What were you saying?
Nothing important.
And then we cut to everyone's favorite part in any Halle Berry movie, the love scene.
Oh, you make me feel good. Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
After making the bast with 2 backs and inserting some product placement, Tom finds a few more clues in her apartment. He goes back to the lab to analyze them, and Patience gets a call from Laurel and asks her to meet her at her mansion.
It's a trap!
So what'd you find?
Enough evidence to put someone away for a long, long time. It's all there behind the desk. How'd I do? The Clyde flush thing was a little tricky, but I think I pulled it off.
You killed him.
No one is gonna stop Bioline from hitting the shelves. Not Slavicki, not George, and certainly not you.
Oh, George! Help! Somebody help! It's Catwoman! She killed George!
So Laurel has arranged Dare's murder to look like Catwoman was responsible, but she escapes by disguising herself in some of Laurel's clothes that were just lying around. Great, now she looks like Uma Thurman from Kill Bill. That's inconspicuous. But Tom catches up with her and takes her in. She pleads her innocence to the murders, but Tom has a hard time looking away from all the evidence that points squarely to her.
Do you remember the first time you saw me?
Yeah.
What did you see?
A girl rescuing a cat.
No, you didn't. You saw a crazy person out on the ledge, trying to jump. And all the evidence pointed to that, didn't it? I really need you to believe me.
Tom still has a hard time believing her, and he puts her in jail. But she slips out as easily as any cat would. But if they put her in a pet carrier, then she'd be screwed. And with her husband now out of the way, Laurel takes control of Hedare and releases Biolina's plan. Tom asks her a few questions, while Catwoman works to shut down Bioline's shipment. Meanwhile, Tom tells Laurel that he knows it was her who was responsible behind the murders, and she does the only logical thing.
Don't be stupid, Laurel. You don't want to kill a cop.
I'm a woman, Lone. I'm used to doing all kinds of things I don't want to do.
Oh, boo-hoo. Guys do things that they don't want to do too. It's called life. Luckily, Catwoman shows up, and they make a break for it. Laurel sticks her goons on them, and they're quickly disposed of.
It was me you flushed down the pipes.
Catwoman finally corners Laurel, who can actually withstand a beating better than any of us might think.
I can't be hurt.
Bioline.
You stop using it, and your face disintegrates. And if you keep using it, skin like living marble.
Ah, you just gotta love science and comic books and comic book movies, where radiation will turn one guy into a human torch, and another guy into a giant rocky thing. They keep on fighting, and Laurel eventually falls to her death. It's a good thing that her skin was this strong, or else we'd have a much bigger mess.
I might not be a hero, but I'm certainly not a killer.
And if Patience is back in the cell by tomorrow morning, it'd be awfully tough to prove that she was Catwoman.
So, Catwoman is lauded as a hero, Sally gets her sexy doctor, and Patience dubs Tom so she can keep on being the anti-hero of ambiguous morality. All because freedom is power. And where some folks think that with great power comes great responsibility, Patience thinks that with this power comes the ability to do whatever you want. Just like the villain of this movie who wanted to make a fortune while poisoning millions of women around the country. Wait, what? And so that was Catwoman. Hopefully by now you can see that this is not exactly as bad a movie as people make it out to be. It's a far from perfect movie, but on the plus side, it's nice to look at, the action scenes are pretty cool, the plot makes sense for the most part without having any glaringly offensive plot holes, and the characters are consistent all throughout, except for Catwoman herself, who's supposed to be inconsistent at times. Again, I would much rather prefer a movie based on Selina Kyle's Catwoman slinking around Gotham City, but as its own property, I don't think this movie is really all that bad. Really, I think that if they just slapped the Elseworlds logo on it, then it might have worked. But if my relatively positive outlook on this movie is enough for all you guys to hate me forever, well, all I can say is it's been a good ride while it lasted. I'll see you later. Hopefully.
I wanna be evil. I wanna spit tax. I wanna be evil and cheat at jacks. I wanna be wicked. I wanna tell lies. I wanna be mean and throw mud pies. I want to wake up in the morning with that dark brown taste. I wanna see some dissipation in my face. I wanna be evil. I wanna be mad. But more than that, I wanna be bad. I wanna be evil and trump an ace just to see my partner's face. I wanna be nasty. I wanna be cruel. I wanna be daring. I wanna shoot pool. And in the theater, I want to change my seat just so I can step on everybody's feet. I wanna be evil. I wanna hurt flies. I wanna sing songs like the guy who cries. I wanna be horrid. I wanna drink booze. And whatever I've got, I am eager to lose.